Yesterday afternoon, Raymond van Barneveld announced that he would be returning to professional darts by attending the 2021 Q School event that is of course played in January. It's unknown whether he will be playing the UK Q School or the European Q School, but it's certainly got some people talking in the world of darts. Everybody has an opinion to whether Raymond van Barneveld will be able to get on the 128 player tour, whether he will come through Q School. Maybe he'll end up playing on the Challenge Tour. We don't know at the moment, but it's sure to see that from the quotes from Raymond himself that he has the desire to get back in the sport. The last couple of years weren't what he wanted and weren't what the fans wanted to see, most importantly. And of course the exit to Darren Young at the 2020 PDC World Championships in the first round, the final match of his professional career, although that's what it seemed back then. He is hoping that that will be extended in the coming years. We've decided to have a little look at the stats from the 2019 Q School event and compare them against the averages that Raymond van Barneveld was hitting in 2019. Not in depth, I know, but just a little look into how Raymond van Barneveld performed in his final year on tour and whether he might be in line to regain that tour card in just 4 months' time. Speaking to Dutch TV RTL7 the other day, Raymond van Barneveld told us how much he missed the sport in just his 7 or 8 months away, stating that he was following the world match play in the Premier League and just thought to himself, I really miss this. He also said, maybe I rushed the decision 2 years ago. I had a lot of private problems, I wasn't myself. It was a disaster for people around me, but now I feel I can really be proud of what I did for myself and what I did for the sport. Darts has always been my biggest love and the 2020 World Championship was a disaster. I'm not expecting the PDC to give me a wild card, I want to earn this myself. So it's blatantly obvious that Raymond van Barneveld knows that he's going to have to go through Q School to get back on the tour. Unfortunately, obviously after leaving the tour just sort of 12 months ago now, coming up to 12 months, his ranking and all the money he earned will be reset, of course, and he will start from zero if he is to get back on the tour. So we've had a look at the averages from 2019 Raymond van Barneveld and compared them against the Q School averages to have a look whether he may be able to get back on the PDC tour. So if you'll excuse me, this is the 2018 Q School. It was hard to find the data for the 2019 Q School, so we've had to turn it back a little slightly. I hope you'll forgive me for that one. But the top average during the 2018 Q School was Jamie Hughes with 98.29. The following players around the 93 mark: Harry Ward, Scott Baker, Mark McGeaney, Glenn Durrant. As you look down, lots in the early 90s and the late 80s averages. But if you follow it all the way down to some of the lesser averages, shall we say, you've got the likes of Jonathan Worsley, John Michael, Vincent van der Meer and Nathan Derry. They're all below 85. Obviously they've showed consistency throughout the 5 days of Q School action, but it just proves you don't have to be hitting those huge averages to come through Q School. If you consistently perform, you'll rank up enough points, or maybe even come through a day Q School to get your tour card for 2 years on the PDC circuit. Just having a look at the averages on the European Q School, the 2019 version this is. Two of the top performers in the European Q School were Stefan Siepman and Wesley Harms, of course a from BDO World Championship semi-finalist. And their averages were around 89.8 for Wesley Harms and around 87 for Stefan Siepman. Of course, Raymond van Barneveld will have the choice whether he goes to the United Kingdom Q School or to the European Q School, which has been staged over in Germany in recent years. Being a Dutch native, of course, he will have the choice which one he goes to. In recent years, it's suggested that players that are able to go to the European Q School, there is a greater chance of coming through that. The standard, although with some excellent players at European Q School, the standard throughout and the amount of players going to that event is less than we see in Wigan for the UK Q School. Just looking at Raymond van Barneveld's matches for 2019, there were 101 matches in the calendar year, and his average for those 1-on-1 matches was 93.38. So just looking at the base statistics of what he produced just 18 months or so ago on the PDC Tour, comparing him against the players that made it through Q School, evidence does suggest that he will have enough to get through that competition, but we don't know what's changed. We don't know how much practice he's been putting in. Of course, we've seen him in the Modus Live League, we've seen him on the Paddy Power streams during lockdown, but you just don't know how he's going to perform. If he gets practice under his belt, he could become a top tour card holder and maybe into the majors once again. Maybe not, we'll have to see. Everybody's got an opinion on this matter, and we want to hear those opinions down below. Let us know whether you think Raymond van Barneveld can still cut it in the PDC, whether he's maybe got another World Championship in him. You let us know below. But there are the stats. Maybe he will get a tour card, maybe he won't. Let us know what you think here on Tungsten Tales.